So in this video, I want to match the Box-And-Whisker plot, these things down here, with the appropriate distribution they represent, all right? So the thing to remember when you're trying to match these pictures, think of each of these little boxes represent 25% of that area of the distribution, right? So in the higher points of the distribution, it takes less time to get up to my 25% level, okay? But as the height gets lower and lower, it takes more and more time, or X amount, to pass through for you to add up to that equivalent area, okay? So that's the idea there. All right, and maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. All right, so that's how I think about figuring out each little piece here represents 25% of the distribution. Now, when I look at the lengths of each of these lengths here, they all look pretty equal. Okay, so maybe not exactly, but they sure do look pretty equal to each other. This one, it looks kind of short compared with how long it took to get the 25% here. Okay, so this was more dragged out, right? So maybe this one has tails, okay? So those whiskers in that Box-And-Whisker plot represent tails. So I'm thinking that this one here is going to be going with this mound-shaped looking distribution right here. All right, so let's see. So if I line this up, it looks like, yeah, okay, so I could buy that. So 25% here, 25% here. But then since it's a lower height over here, it takes longer to build up to the 25% here and here. So when you have those long tails, or long whiskers, so the long whiskers represent those tails coming off, okay? But say I have a short whisker. So a short whisker means that, you know, it didn't take long at all for us to build up to 25%. So on the end, it's like, boom, all of my stuff happens. But this one here has a short whisker on this side, but it has a long whisker on the other side. Okay, so it's long on the other side, so it's spread out. It has a tail on the right side, so a tail on the right. So which one looks like that? Well, it looks like that might belong right over there, huh? So let's see if we can line it up, see what we get. So let me delete all this junk here. All right. So if I line this up here, okay, so 25% here, 25% here, 25% here, and then 25 in the tail here. Yeah, maybe. All right, so that looks pretty good. And then the last one, we said, well, the heights had to be all the same because my links here were all the same, right? That was the idea. So it looks like this is a pretty uniform distribution, 25, 25, 25, 25 going on there, okay? So hopefully this gives you more of an idea of how you might match up a Box-And-Whisker plot, all right? So, and if you had like just a picture, right? They gave you like something like this. Maybe it was a whisker here, and then you had a box, and maybe, you know, maybe your box is like this, and it looks like it's getting a little longer every time. So maybe this is a length of 1 inch. That's like 1.5 inches. And that's like 2 inches, and then that's like 2.5 inches or whatever. Okay, What's happening here with this graph? It would seem like my distribution starts off high and then it just kind of tails off like that. Okay, so as you go further this way, the height gets lower, and because the height of the curve is decreasing, that makes the sides, it take longer to build up that 25% there. Okay, so the lower the curve is, the longer your whisker is or your box becomes. All right.